Good evening, everybody. Good evening. So, yeah, that conversation in the chat just went sideways. Glad to see everybody tonight. Brandy F, Beth D, Lenora, the remaining remnant. Who else is up in here? Somebody else was up in here early. Who was the first person in the chat? It was the one and only Little Boots and Heather. Good to see everybody tonight. So, we're going to talk about the first 5 minutes during a SHTF. I hope that everybody's doing good. Nice to see everyone. Big, huge prepper hugs to all of you. I'm glad to be back. We do have a special live stream tomorrow afternoon because I don't have to work. So I'm going to spend it with the mag. It's going to be a kickback live, but we're going to also be talking about a couple serious topics. But tonight, I want to talk about the first 5 minutes after an SHTF situation. You know, the first few minutes and hours after a disaster are going to be very, very critical. What you do or don't do immediately after is going to affect your true chances of surviving it. SHTF, we all know this, it's all different kinds of scenarios ranging from power grid failures to EMPs to war. I mean, the whole shebang, right? I mean, you can pretty much, there's bombing, earthquake. Man, there's so many different types of dangers and challenges. But the most important thing is how we respond in those very first few minutes because they're going to make the difference literally between life and death. Now, this is a serious topic tonight. Good evening, Tamara. But the most important thing is your actions are going to really determine if you're going to make it or not. And there isn't a clear roadmap on what to do immediately following different types of man made or natural disasters. But there is five very important things that you need to do in the first few minutes and hours after a SHTF. Hello, Heather. What's going on there, Heather? So, the first one, and we talked about it earlier today, is rather than panic and freezing when disaster strikes, you're going to go through 5 steps. And you might literally want to write these down because this could be one of the most important lives that you've probably ever listened to, honestly. You're going to need to assess the situation before you do anything. You're going to need to assess the situation. Do nothing may seem like that's kind of a silly thing to do. But Ed Stafford, he was on the Discovery Channel. He was a host, and he was the first man ever to walk the length of the Amazon River. And he explained it like this. If you were to find yourself completely stranded in the middle of nowhere, the most important thing you do is to take your pack off, sit down on it, and put it on the ground and literally do nothing for about 2 minutes. Absolutely nothing. Good evening, Danny. And I mean, do nothing. I read this report in detail. I watched one of his broadcasts. The risk is that you're going to panic and you'll decide you need to run off in that direction or this direction, right? And the big thing is, folks, is when you start running, you might be running right into danger. And his name is Ed Stafford. He's off the Discovery Channel. Absolutely awesome show about him walking the length of the Amazon. Hey, Georgie. So, sit down and take 2 minutes to really think because the first 5 minute rule is even taught to first responders, firefighters, police officers. The first 5 minutes of any incident can affect the next 5 hours. But what exactly should happen in those 5 minutes is very important. Say you're the first officer and you get to a situation and you're sizing up the scene, you're developing an initial action plan. Without proper attention to these two tasks, your operation is going to fail. It's going to fail miserably. You may even get shot. This applies to all SHTF situations. If you start running, you may run right into the danger zone. You may run right into where the problem at. If water starts to rise quickly and you hop in your car to flee, you may end up in a much worse situation, for example. Instead, you need to stop and you have to assess the situation. Where's the threat coming from? Who is safe? Who's injured? Is there structural damage? Those things are really, really important. And also, you want to make a note to not use anything that can catch fire, such as a candle or a lighter, because in that scenario, say, for example, a gas line's broke, you just put yourself and others into grave danger, right? So there's a lot of things to think about when it comes to this 5 minutes. Thank you, Beth D. Thank you for the gifted membership. Thank you very much. The next thing, and literally you all might want to write this down, is to communicate with loved ones. Immediately communicate with your household and family, specifically those who know the emergency plan. See, the goal, right? The goal, folks, should be to gather your family as soon as possible. Get everybody together because if the grid goes down, the cell phones don't work, your car just went to shit, right? Then you have these different scenarios. So everybody's going to be a little panicked, right? Everybody's going to be panicked. And your meetup location, how long everyone will wait at the location before moving on to a safer location, all those things have to be accounted for. Just for example, say me, Beth D, and George Mitchell, we decide we're going to meet at the big tree with the yellow ribbon, right? The yellow ribbon around the old oak tree. And we get there, and Beth D doesn't show up, and she doesn't show up. And danger is moving in, and we know this. That's why you have to have the A, B, C, and the O shitter. That's why we have to have these different scenarios. If you don't have a plan in place, like honestly, it's time to get one. Run through various scenarios with your family. That is really important. Run through them with your family members, your local mag. Your 5 minutes is going to the potty so we can still flush the toilet. Not kidding. Brandy, that would be your 2 minutes set out. And honestly, with you saying that, there's nothing wrong with that. If you really think about it, because you're going to need to sit still. So go sit on the toilet for a couple minutes, you know? But the big thing is to have these plans with your family members, your mags, so that nobody gets left behind. I truly believe that nobody should be left behind, and that's really important. If you don't have a plan right now, you need to get one. You really need to get one. Tomcat Koala. I'm glad to see everybody rolling in. Then your next one, which is number 3, is to get to a safe spot. Should an SHTF, the one thing that we can guarantee, folks, is there's going to be total chaos, confusion, people running scared. Everybody's going to be just on the edge of disaster. They're going to be scared to death, right? So it's really, really important that you take the time to look at where the chaos is coming from. Who's involved in the chaos? How many people are involved in the chaos? Is it the herd sheep mentality? Because if you decide not to take that first couple minutes and figure out what's going on around you, you're probably going to put yourself in a really bad harm's way. And that's honestly really what will happen. You'll be screwed. The other thing to really think about is you need to get you and your family safe as soon as possible, right? That's going to be our top priority. I don't know how many of you in the chat really right now feel that that's the most important thing. Who cares about, if you have this or if you have that or if you did this? If your family members aren't with you, put a 1. That's going to be your top priority. That's going to be my top priority. I'm going to want dragonflies and my dogs with me, and that's going to be my one top priority. And to getting to the location that is the most secure. And that's why I always say that we got to have that plan A, B, C, D, no shitter. Yeah. Yeah, see, and that's a good example, George. That's a really good example. Safe spot in a 2-story home. Well, your safe spot, honestly, if you have a basement, Brandy, that's going to be where you're going to want to go. I think basements are, there's a whole lot of things that are good about basements. You're underground. If there's a bomb or an explosion, you have an extra layer of protection because yes, the house might be gone, but those cement walls, those cinder bricks are going to provide you extra protection, right? Good to see you. She's a wildflower. But hey, Hooga Hooga, that's really important. Thank you, George, for bringing that up because there's the situation. So you're in a tornado and you're thinking, "Oh, I gotta warm up some food," and you light the lighter just like we just talked about, and pop poop boom, everybody's screwed. You just put everybody in danger. I think basements, root cellars, caves, anything underground, and I'm bringing this up for twofold, right, folks? One is I don't know if y'all are aware of this, but next week in Houston, they are doing a nuclear exercise. And it makes me wonder, what do they know that we don't know, right? What do they know? Hey, Susan, we just got started. We only been on for about 10 minutes. Kentucky survival, top of the evening to you. You know, it's funny to me in the last 3 months, there's been four different nuclear exercises. And so here's something that we need to think about. Why is the government all of a sudden doing nuclear exercises when we haven't done them in this country for years? Do they know something we don't know? Um, Nuclear is scary to many, many people. And I do want to say that I'm going to be doing another nuclear series, Myths versus Facts. We're going to get in depth about what happens when a nuclear detonation happens and how to protect yourself. It's not expensive. There's many things that you can do to protect yourself, and I think it's really important with all these exercises happening that we really think about it. Not really because there was a firehouse that had their back wall completely destroyed. See, that's what I'm talking about, George. You made a good point there. But let's get in to number three, getting safe. Get to a location that's the most secure is the key. But see, you have to make real time decisions when that time comes. And if you live in an urban or a suburban location, is it safe at the moment to shelter there? Does your home is it in a zone that is going to be under a huge threat? Going to a bug out location, does it make it more dangerous if the roads are jammed? We've seen this on when an earthquake happens and things like that, right? It's very interesting to me. Yeah, Kentucky, it is. Nuke production is in overdrive in many countries, including the United States. And it's like everybody's trying to outdo each other right now, and that's something to really think about. That's why I think when I do this next nuclear series, I'm going to take one of my suits, one of my mask, the whole works, and mask up and show y'all because there's also proper ways to dispose of that gear that's really important, and we'll get into that on the next on that live for nuclear. But I want to say, just for example, you're standing and there's water everywhere, right? There's water everywhere. Think about this. That water could be electrified. See, there's so many things about prepping, and it seems like it gets overlooked, like the little itty bitty things that they could really be huge. So during that first 5 minutes, during a major natural disaster, you want to shut off the water, gas, and electricity, right? Because this is going to help prevent fires, water line breaks. It's going to keep pollutants out. It's crucial. The first 5 minutes is unbelievable, right? Because if you don't do the right things, you could be in a really bad situation. Also, imagine if you're standing in the water around you and it is electrified, you're going to be screwed. Then, step five, decide on what to do next. Depending on the disaster situation, how much you've been able to gather, you need to decide what to do. Should you start preparing for a long journey to a less populated area, or is the threat of leaving far greater than staying where you're at? And that's huge, right? You're gonna have to make some decisions. Yeah, Huga, AI is going to kick all of our asses. It's going to kick all of our asses. No. No, it's all right, Kentucky. I mean, people need to see it, and donning a mask is not a big deal. And I have throwaway suits. I won't do the actual suit, but I will show like a throwaway suit. I understand where you're coming from because it could be crucial, but it could be crucial for somebody to learn it, right? What if nobody, what if they don't know, right? This is another thing, and we've talked about this so much. So you got to decide if you're staying or if you're leaving. And I know we've talked about it. Y'all are like I'm bugging in, but there may come a point where you say I got to get out of Dodge. I have to get the goony goo goo out of here. And if I don't, huh? Well, come on, Huga, come on, Huga. You would be more than invited. Anybody out of this mag, all SHTF breaks loose. Get to Missouri, get to the Ozarks, because you got to realize there's a lot of caves here too. But the thing is here's another big one. How will you handle the neighbors who are approaching you? Are they a threat or are they not a threat? And see, it's going to come down to us using our intuition, our gut feeling about these people. Because I'll tell you honestly, we have 2 to 3 neighbors that are in close proximity that I have been keeping my eye on, and I watch them because I honestly think that they could be a serious threat. The other thing is you're going to have to continue to improve your position. You're going to have to collect as much intel as you can and decide your next steps. See, I think the thing is if you really think about this now, about taking those steps, it could be where you're watching neighbors or you're just kind of glancing over and Joe's doing some weird shit over there. And you're like, what is Joe doing? Right? And it's very important if you have a bad gut feeling and you see someone approaching your property or your home and it's in the middle of a SHTF, you may want to get on point. See, me and Dragonflies already have that scenario worked out. If we see someone approaching this property, how we're going to handle it. One, y'all know we have caltrops, we have wires, we have fencing, we have all these things that can go up really, really quick. And that's that extra layer of protection. But what if you don't have that? Our next step, right? Our next step is to be out there with a second and to be prepared on whatever we have to do. You live in hurricane country, so we are well versed in evacuating, making plan. Exactly. And Susan, I think that it's very important that people make that plan no matter what. Yeah, yeah, I'm giving out free caves. I'm got free caves here in the Ozarks to give out. Now, see, I can't have y'all coming showing up and wanting to eat all my preps and things like that, remaining remnant, right? But and I think that's another good point. Pre-cut boards for your windows. Pre-cut a can of spray paint. During a hurricane, they'll go through and check the houses, and they spray paint, or whatever on the door or an X that it's been checked. Maybe learn those signals so that you could paint your own door and go back in and lock your property up. Having a door brace, having additional things like that would be very, very important. Very important. You're in the mountains of Virginia, so not too far from you. Well, and see, that's another thing is I think that we all really need to take into consideration having a local mag. An online mag is great, but when it all breaks loose, we're going to need local people, local dentists, local doctors, nurses, maybe an electrician, maybe a plumber, all these different things. And I think that that's really important. Yep. See, and that's what it's all about. That's what it's all about. You just want the moonshine and pine needles. Well, I will always have the. Did we say moonshine? Hold on, let me get a little sip of moonshine while we're. Woo, wee. That's a rough one. That's a rough one, Hookah. I think that as we're talking about the first 5 minutes, though, in an honest, down to earth manner, folks, we play a lot, we joke around and stuff, but I think with the way things are heating up, I think that this first 5 minutes is really important. I think that if we don't have this plan, where are you going to be when it happens? Are you going to be mentally prepared? Are you going to be ready? And that's something to really think about. And see, Susan, I think honestly, we've talked about this on the channel. I don't think it matters how old you are, right? Your skills are going to be of so much value, not only to you and your husband, right? But also to people in the local area. They'll say, well, Susan knows how to do that. And why would they want to harm Susan and her husband when they have all these skills that they can barter for? That's really, really important. Yes. Yeah. Exactly, Huga. And that's exactly what I said. You're gonna want to sit down for a couple minutes. You're gonna want to breathe in, breathe out, and actually take a look around you and don't run into danger. Step back from the situation and figure out where you're at. Oh, that's good. That's good, George. Yep. Yep, I agree, Kentucky. Skills are go- and honestly, folks, if you really think about this, skills are going to be priceless, right? Because if I know that Susan has all these different skills, I'm going to want her in my mag. I'm going to want her as my ally. See, the United States, where our countries losing ally after ally, they're jumping ship, right? That's why the people of the United States, the Americans, we need to become allies of each other. That is the best way I can put it, is that we all need to become allies because that is going to get us through, right? That is definitely going to get us through. I think that this month of May, we're going to have some more food demos. I think we're going to do the buffet this month of all the different types of MREs. And I'm going to tell you honestly, how they taste, what they smell like, uh, if they're lightweight, kind of go into the details about them, especially calories and things like that. I think that it's very important that we all think about long term food survival with everything that's happening. I don't know if y'all are aware of this, but flour just got recalled nationwide, right? Yeah, yeah. And see, Kentucky, but the youth of America, you want them to be your ally. You definitely want them to be your ally. You want to find a couple of those young guys, young gals that know how to do things or that are determined to make it because they are going to be the muscle. They're going to be the muscle. And I look at the youth and I see how lost they are. But what if we all took two or three young people under our wing, so to say, and taught them about prepping, taught them about gardening, taught them about how to hunt, fish, how to shoot. Those things, could change their whole attitude. I think the problem in America right now is our youth is running wild with no direction. They have no direction. They feel like they have no hope. I'm sure y'all remember this. Back in the day, it was the American dream. The American dream to own a house, have a family, and that American dream is shattered. It's shattered. And when we, imagine being a little child, like 5, 6 years old, and one day everything's go happy go lucky. People are, prospering. They got jobs, and the next day everybody has face diapers on. Can you imagine just the shock of that alone? Just the shock. Yeah. Well, I mean, and we just keep seeing it, right? We keep seeing it, Brandy, from the flour to the chickens to the trout to the cows. I mean, all these things are happening, and we cannot change what's occurring. What we can change is how we're reacting to the situation. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I posted it up there. I'm not sure the details. I was just reading a report about it. Dragonflies and me have talked about this a few times. How far are you from home? What is your average daily commute? And that's something really to think about because if you're 50 miles from home, do you have a plan to get home? Do you have a way to get there? Right? What is your situation? Do you have your get home bag? Do you carry it with you daily? How many of you, I know most of us lost our preps in the boating accident because Betty, if she could learn to drive, maybe things would change. But how many of you literally carry your get home bag with you in your vehicle? Hit a one if you literally carry your get home bag, that you got your shit together that much that you got your get home bag. And that's a big thing. That's going to be the point, Miss Needle. How you doing? That's going to be the point, Miss Needle, is that you're going to have to decide in that first 5 minutes, is it safe to stay or do I have to go? And I know y'all hate that idea, but many times in different kind of catastrophes, you have to say, I gotta go. And if you have to go, you need to have your basics in your vehicle, right? That's really important is have those basic things in your vehicle. We carry a first aid kit in our vehicle. I even carry a 2-ton floor jack in my vehicle. And there's a couple of reasons. One, it's a great defense item. And two, if there's an emergency, you can change that tire quickly, right? A lot quicker than having to get out the jack, get out this. All you do is pull that bad baby out and boom, 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 and up, and your car's up. Also, do you have the right to carry exercise your 2A in your state? You know, be it if you do or don't, I'm not going to, we're not going to get into that, but you need to think about that. Many states are open carry, right? Wow. Wow, Miss Needle. See, I think a lot of people, I think God is putting dreams, uh, visions on people's hearts. And I think that it's time that we start listening to some of these and that we really realize what can happen because it could be a split second, right? It's very important to have your vehicle prepared for a bad situation. The one thing, and Dragonflies gets on me, and I've been trying to be a lot better about it, is to fill up your car. Keep your car full of gas. Have an extra quart of oil. Have some duct tape. Have an extra belt, fuses, anything that possibly could help you get from point A to point B. Because what if, right? Yep, yep. That's that's how it's Kentucky. I agree with you because we're at the point with the crime rate and everything that honestly, honestly, even when we went out of state, we were carrying. In Missouri, it's legal to open carry. Um, but I don't know what the laws were going into Nebraska, going into this state or that state. Thank you, Betsy. Thank you again. Kentucky Survival, welcome back to the mag. Thank you, Betty, for the gifted memberships. Um, I don't know what the law is, but I know what I have to do now to protect myself, right? And I hope that each and every one of you know what you have to do to protect yourself. Maybe it's bug spray, maybe it's pepper spray, maybe it's bear spray, maybe it's wasp spray, maybe it's a can of spray paint. You utilize the things around you. Be aware of the things around you. Hello, Beverly. Hello, Scruffy Scrubs. It's very important, folks, that we take our prepping very serious right now. There's a lot of fear mongering on YouTube. I'm not one of them. But what I feel is going on is the total deterioration of the United States. We're going to see things fall quickly and rapidly. And when countries decide that they want to pull the American dollar, when they really want to pull it, we're going to see it fail very quickly. And when that happens, that's going to be the turning point for this country. When you walk in a grocery store and your heart sinks because there's no bread, there's no sugar, there's no eggs, or they're so high in price that you can't touch them. And now we have a flour recall. How is that going to affect this country? We have so much tension between China, North Korea, and the United States, and Russia and Ukraine. It's like everybody is escalating and nobody is pulling back. Yeah. Oh, it will. It definitely will, Miss Needle. It will be like it will be total chaos. And then take this one step further, right? Take this one step further. That when the American dollar fails, there will be no food stamps, no EBT for needy, hungry people. And when you put the equation of starvation into a survival situation, it's going to escalate very, very quickly. People are going to flip. And when they flip, you want to try to sidestep the chaos. Yeah. Yes, there's ground beef recall. There's the flour recall. We have Walmart stores closing. A lot of stores locking down everything that they do. Like everything is getting under lock and key. And there'll be no Social Security, there'll be no VA benefits. And when all that crumbles, people are going to freak out. They're going to absolutely freak out. Oh yeah, Miss Needle. Let me touch on this subject. I read an interesting article today, and the article is there's a company out of the West Coast, and they've had 50 brain chips. 50 people volunteered, and they put brain chips in. 50. So where is that going to go? Where is that technology going to go? See, I think technology is very, very dangerous, um, because when AI can learn stuff quicker than like a chess game was played, right? There was a chess game that was played, and AI picked up on every chess move before anybody. And these are the top chess players. They couldn't even beat it. So you imagine what we're seeing now is probably 10, 15, 20 years behind. Remember when we watched the hologram of the person being projected onto a stage, but they weren't there. So you can imagine the things that are happening with AI. AI can read your thoughts when you're connected to. Oh, interesting, Huga. Yeah. Wow. Yep. Literally. T Long, what's up? What's up, T Long? Everybody, welcome T Long to the chat, and Bev. Who else just can't roll in? I think there's so many things going on that we could get wrapped up in all of that, but I think it's more important, and this is the honest my honest opinion about this. It's more important to get wrapped up in the skills, to get wrapped up in the skills, to try to avoid the chaos and the destruction, and to do things for you and your family that can be long-term safety nets, because that those long-term safety nets are what's going to be really important. You know, the thing is, you know, in the last 2 years, we've seen this hyperinflation. We've seen where you walk into a store and your gut falls and you go, "Whoa, we don't have this, we don't have that." When in the United States have we ever done that? We haven't done that ever, right? Yeah. Wow. Wow, Huga. Very, very, very true. Um, Danny, we have talked about that. I'll post on the community page. There's a couple places that you can go that you can get your antibiotics and your prescriptions. And I'll post that on the community page. I'm in no way, shape, or form an affiliate, right? But it may help you. And I think that's true, Brandy, because we don't know. We don't know what they're doing. I personally have some very strong thoughts about what they are doing, and everybody just talking about it right now. But the thing is it's already been occurring. You got to think about that. If we're finding out about it, it's already been happening, right? How many of you think that when we see stuff, we're probably a year to 2 years behind what they're? next step is. I think we're somewhere between 18 months and 24 months behind what that they're already working on the next step, but they're rolling out the propaganda. And just like this situation that Brandy posted, I myself and Dragonflies, we actually had this conversation yesterday on the way home, and I said it could be twofold, right? One, it could be to fearmonger and scare people so that they won't buy meat, right? That they won't buy meat. The second thing is it could be true, but if it is true, it could be already so far out, right? That it's already been in the meat for months and months and months. We are going to have the Rumble live stream starting in May, which is just right around the corner. I'll announce it on the community page, so watch the community page. Also, Wednesdays and Sundays, the month of May, we're going to have lives. And every Sunday, there will be a live between 10 and noon that is members only. Hey, Carol. Yeah, they do. They definitely do. But we want to say this too that in no way, shape, or form. Let me put this up real quick. We want to keep the powers that be happy because they get all okay. I'm in no way, shape, or form a local health practitioner. This is just another post on things that are my opinions. YouTube world, you can kiss my American. Oh, did I just say that? But it's very important that you always talk to a physician and that you treat your family the best way that you know how. But I will say this: there's so many things going on that we have to keep our head on a swivel, literally, because when it comes to medicines, over-the-counter medicines, everything is under this attack, and we really have to think about how we're going to react and be proactive to it and do something, right? Yeah, yeah, and I agree with you. Yep, very good point, Huga. Very, very good point. Because without getting healthy, where are you? Just like this two situation with me, I should have listened. I think it was remaining remnant or tab that said off the wall. You need to go. You need to go. And I put it off. And y'all, honestly, it could have caused me a serious, serious situation. So you definitely want to take care of any medical issue that you have and try to plan ahead with prescriptions and medicines and things like that. Very interesting, Susan. Thank you. Thank you for sharing that. There you go, folks. There's something. That's a good fact right there. The DoD did a study on stockpiled medications. The report is available online, and the antibiotics were effective for many years. So that's factual. Yeah. What's up, Josh? Oh, I do. And I see a huge difference in my gum health, remaining remnant. I see a huge, huge difference in my gum health. Not inflamed and red, but like actually light pink, and I feel better. I feel a lot better. Now I just need to go and get my little flipper flopper so that I don't have the Ozark wink, right? Yeah. And that's like really important to me. Because I like to smile, and it's a funny smile without two teeth there. Yeah. Oh, remaining remnant. Yeah, there you go. There's that Ozark wink for you. So next week, starting Sunday night, we're going to switch back and forth between trivia and a new game. And I guess we'll give a sample tonight. Let's play two little parts of it. So this game, it's perfect for preppers. It's called Damned If You Do, Damned If You Don't. And yeah, six of them, six of those little monsters, George, running around. So here we go. This is the new game we're going to be called played playing, and it's called Damned If You Do, Damned If You Don't. It's an outrageous book of bizarre choices. So I would like you all to answer this one. Let's play 2 rounds of it, okay? You have a friend in the hospital now. Hey, Drops, what's going on? Yeah, yeah. And see, that's what happened to me, Susan. I got a little knot right here. It traveled up my cheek. I was swollen here, and I actually had it go into my eye. Nice to see you, Drops. Oh, so that's a good point. So we need to really pay attention. Like I said, I think it's best that you talk to a doctor about your medications. Are y'all ready? Point fire. Point fire. What's going on with you? Good evening from Toronto, Canada. Oh. Okay, here's the first question. Y'all got to answer it. Would you rather have a little man that lives in your mouth and instantly hammers on your teeth with a pick, or coexist with a small bird that lives on your nose and yanks out your nose hairs at its discretion? You got to pick one for have a little man that lives in your mouth and always is hammering on your teeth with a pick, or two, coexist with a small bird that lives on your nose and yanks out your nose hairs at its discretion. So pick one or two. Alan V said two. Bird all the way. It doesn't say that. He's just hammering away on your teeth with a pick. Okay, so everybody's going with the small bird, and he's yanking out your nose hairs. So I'm glad y'all are enjoying that. Okay, so there's a little caption at the bottom. An old man was sitting on a bench at the park. A young man walked up and sat down next to him. The young man had a multicolored mohawk hairdo, green, red, orange, blue, and yellow. The old man stared at him. The young man turned to him and said, "What's the matter, old timer? Never done anything wild in your life?" Without batting an eye, the old man replied, "I got drunk once and had sex with a parrot. I was just wondering if you were my son." Yeah. Oh, that's a good one. Yeah, that's a good one. Okay, let's do one more. Um, okay, here's your next one. Yeah, here's your next one. Oh, yeah, this is a book for weirdos. That's why I got it for the OTWP. Okay, let me pick another one. Okay, this is a true prepper question. Live in a home without electricity, which would be one, or a home without running water, which would be two. Take your pick. You got to live in a home without electricity or a home without running water. Without electricity is one, without running water is a two. Everybody's going without electricity. Drops is saying without water. Now, see, I'd rather have water. I can do without electricity, but we can't do without. Rick, what's going on, man? Alan V. See, we could go. We can go. Okay. Drop said no, 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 no. We can go without electricity, but without water, you only got a few days and you're done, right? Now here's a little cool. What? What? Well, we do haul our water. That's right, but I would rather have water than electricity. In 1891, the White House lights were always on night and day. President Benjamin Harrison and his family were terrified of the newly installed electricity and refused to touch the switches. But they were okay with the White House plumbing. No problem there. The Harrisons happily touched faucets, hot and cold knobs, spigots, you name the pipe, and they'd touch it. Yeah. uh, okay. Here's one for all you bug lovers. Y'all ready? Well, no, that's not true. That's not true, Drop. We live off of a cistern, and a cistern system, I can still pump water. I can still pump water out of the side of the tank. I can also pump water because I have a manual bilge pump. So, see, you're talking about city water. Yeah. Well, that's okay. Okay. No, I did a great number at my mom's house, and yep, I poached that egg so well that it exploded all over me, burnt my hand. I had an egg in my hair. It was a great day. Thank you. Thank you for reminding me, remaining remnant. So this goes out to all of you. Would you rather eat a bottle cap or a spider the size of a bottle cap? One is eat a bottle cap, and two is eat the spider. Who's doing what? Yeah, yeah. Whenever I do something on YouTube, like drink a little moonshine, well, it never goes away, right? I carry that reputation with me proudly. Oh, we got some. Heather's gonna eat the bottle cap. Heather, I'd like to see your teeth after that. You plead the fifth. Okay. Dang spider, but we go hungry a dang long time. Yeah, yeah. This game's gonna be fun because that's only a couple questions. Do you guys want one more? Do y'all want one more? An African or a European? We'll go with European. Okay. Watchman's not in here. I gotta save this for when. No, no. I'll save it. I gotta save that one for when Watchman's in here. Okay, here we go. While running through the woods from an enraged wild boar, you sprain your ankle severely, or accidentally step into an old metal bucket and not be able to shake it off as you run. Which one would you rather have? The sprained ankle or the old metal bucket? Sprained ankle would be one, and the metal bucket would be two. Take your choice. Either one's going to be a bad situation because you're getting chased by a wild boar. uh, Brandy's going with the metal bucket. Okay. We got Susan's going with the metal bucket. Heather wants to sprain her ankle. Really, Heather? I would take the metal bucket. I don't know because either way, it's going to be a really bad situation, right? It's going to be a bad situation, however you chop that up. Um, so here's the boar joke. Two guys were walking through the woods when they came upon an enraged wild boar. The first guy quickly sat down, took off his dress shoes, and put on sneakers. Why do that? Yelled the second guy. You can't outrun that wild boar. He said, I only have to outrun you, said the first as he took off at full speed. That's We're gonna have fun with this. We're gonna have fun with this. I actually picked this up while we were traveling at Fort Cody, so we're gonna have fun with this, and we're gonna have trivia. So it'll probably be half game trivia and half that. But I want to bring back Sunday nights. We always have fun on Sunday nights, and I think it's at time we'll have a little intro topic, and then we'll go into game night, which I think will be fun. Do y'all want Sunday nights back? Give me some ones. Give me some ones. If I don't see some ones, well, and lurkers. If you're just lurking, come on in. We are a rather fun and wild prepping channel. We have quite a community. You like that? Okay. The art of tripping. That's about it. That's about it. Drop. That's about it. Oh, Dragonflies wants one more. Y'all want one more? Okay. Okay, here's a good one. Oh, shit. Here's one for you preppers. Would you rather run across a field of 1,000 angry rattlesnakes or three landmines? Number one would be 1,000 angry rattlesnakes. Number two would be three landmines. Which would you rather do? I did. He commented on some videos. He has some personal problems going on right now, Betty, with his grandfather. I think some medical issues. I'll reach out to him via email. Teresa, no, you got to say one or two. Susan, you got to say one or two. Betty, those aren't options. It's one or two. Either you run across a field of 1,000 angry rattlesnakes, or take your chances and run across 3 landmines. Come on now, one or two. Okay, Betty, we should pray for you too. I hope you're doing better. You feeling better, Betty? Okay, so here's a good one. Back in the 1980s, the Houston Zoo curator admitted that the coral snakes on display were made of rubber because the real ones kept dying. A southeastern Louisiana University biology professor put rubber reptiles on or near roads and watched over 22,000 drivers react to them. The results were as follows: 80% of the drivers tried to avoid the animal, 6% went out of their way to hit him. One driver swerved to kill a snake, then U turned and ran over it 5 more times. The remaining 7% must have driven by while the researchers were out on lunch break. This is going to be a fun one. We're going to have fun with that. We're also, I think we're going to bring back a card night. We're going to Sunday night's just going to be game night. Game with a little bit of prepping, but trivia and all these things just get you thinking, right? And you go around them. What did he say? That he stole the joke? What did Drop say? I don't see anything from Drops. I don't know. I don't know. Yeah, family game night. It's always a good time. Um, I. Oh, drops. Oh, drops. I missed that one. That's a good one. Oh, lordy. Oh, whoa. Oh. I. Oh, lordy. It doesn't matter if it's in the chat. It's on the screen. If it's in the live, it's in the live. Well, George, you're already here. You are an a-hole. So, when's the next a-hole club meeting? That's what Sunday nights is going to be about. We're going to do different things on Sunday nights. It's going to be like our variety night. Yeah, whenever George is in the chat, it's a-hole night. So everybody welcome George the a-hole, please. Boom. Possum head. Possum head, possum head. You're the a-hole. You're here. I'm welcoming everybody to the chat, all you new people. Your eyes, your innocent eyes. Oh, Brandy, please stop it. Oh, Lordy. Let's keep it family, LOL. Oh, we are a family channel. Drop. Do you want me to tell you? No. George, thanks. I feel better. I've missed you. I've missed the harassment from you. But I'll be posting more lives for the month. If one of the mods would go and grab the live for tomorrow and drop that in the chat, I would highly appreciate it. And then also, if we could get some thumbs up on this live, that would be greatly appreciated. Come on, lurkers, go ahead and hit that button. Yes. Well, what branch were you in, Susan? Were you Army or? Thank you. I missed it, George. I've missed you, and I miss you giving me heck, and it's so important. Wait, this is an. Well, we're always a-holes. We're always a-holes, Rick. I mean, you took vice president at the voting, and your vote does count here. Ladies and gentlemen, your vote counts. If you want to make sure your vote counts, hit a 1 right now. because it's not going to vote. It's not going to count in 2024. Okay. It's, oh, Air Force, fourth generation. Yes, thank you. We're glad that you are here and accounted for. Well, okay, let's hit those ones. Hit them, hit them, hit them, and make sure you hit the thumbs up. Alrighty. I'm really glad to be back. I really missed y'all. Um, I'm gonna take it out with a song, and we have a live tomorrow. Did one of my mods? Did they grab the link? Oh my gosh, my mods, wake up, mods! Beth D, Dragonflies, Lenora. Is Lenora in the house? We need to vote for a new mod. Remaining Remnant. Remaining Remnant's a mod? Well, she's freaking slacking. Tamara's slacking. See, Beth D, thank God for Beth D. Thank God for Beth D. See that? You missed us. We missed both you two. I am looking. Well, you're freaking slower than dirt, man. Oh my gosh. Seriously. Oh, Lord help us. Oh, Lordy. Brandy F could drink a Coors Light quicker than you could find it. Couldn't you? No mod me. I'm too badass. Well, Brandy, you could drink a Coors Light, Brandy F, before they could find the link. Remaining Remnant is lost in Never Neverland. Wasn't that a, yeah, that was a something. All right, we're going to watch the new OTWP dancers. I know some of you are going to bell out. Whatever. Get stepping. We love you anyway. We do. We really love you. Yeah, sure. So if you don't like music, just go ahead and step on out of the live. Thanks for being here. We appreciate you. But this is how we do it at the OTWP. We listen to music. We chit chat. And sometimes when you dip out, well, we have great conversations. So you do what you do you, and we'll do us. And we're glad that you're here. God bless you all from here in the Ozarks. I will be back because I have something to say in closing tonight. Oh, Lord help us. Remaining Remnant, you spun around 32 times. You walked down to the local liquor store and came back and you found the link. Thank you so much. Well, and that's, I don't know what to say about that, Brandy F, but I think that everybody needs to do, yeah, do that. Do, yeah. All right. I'm bringing on the new OTWP dancers. It's not the ones you've seen in April. There's a little twist. We always got to have the OTWP twist to things. So we're going to watch the new OTWP dancers, listen to two songs. I mean, I'm doing myself being happy. Well, thanks for telling us a little more in detail about you doing yourself. And then, I mean, you being happy. I mean, okay. Anyway, Brandy F, we love you and we're so glad you're here. I mean, let's all do it. We're going to have an orgy. Oh my, is this, hold it, this is rated PG. Now we're all doing it together. Is that kind of like when I took y'all in the shower with me? Is it the same kind of situation? This is going to get funky crazy, boy. Funky crazy. Yes, all, well, I swear it was you, Tomcat Koala. Just the other day, you said that you were tired of quickies. So I seen this little comment in the chat that you dropped. Dozen egg, $3. LOL. She's happy doing herself. And oh lordy. Okay, I'll be back. I'll be back. Y'all are. No. No offense. Drops doesn't want to shower with me. Drops. I didn't say nothing about you coming in the shower. Oh, here we go. Sideways. Sideways. Did that hit? Did that in the boot camp. Oh, Rick. Brandy said, "I'm done." You're done with what, Brandy? What did you? No, don't tell us. Oh, Lordy, here we go. Sideways. We couldn't have a better group of people. Here we go. Let me pick a song. Any song. Let's pick a song because y'all got some serious issues going on here. Ooh, Lordy. Oh, Lordy, help me. I don't even know it. Let's just light it up. Light it up. Light it up. Here we go.
My soul got the same on my necklace, bitch.
Love when the chat goes sideways. It's a lot of fun, actually. It's actually a lot of fun. Oh, you like my well, I will be wearing my hat tomorrow, so you do not want to miss it. I'm going to start wearing my hat to the lives. But when it's serious, I just have this feeling if I wear the hat that no one would take me serious. So I gotta, not wear the hat during the serious part of the live, and then put the hat on. But right now, the hat's still out in the car. We haven't even unloaded it. We've unloaded some, but not fully. I was wiped out today, y'all. I was wiped out. I needed some rest. Um, we've been go go go. Uh, uh, I turned into a furry buffalo head. Yeah. No, don't apologize, Brandy. It's good laughter. You better not. Hey, I did a shout out to you on the video, Rick. I attacked that buffalo in your name, and he was ferocious. I said, "This is for Rick Codwell," and so you've been laughing so hard. It's good for the spirit. It's good for all of us to laugh and enjoy ourselves. And that's what we're going to do on Sunday nights. I hope that you all like the new game. And it'll be interesting to see how people respond to some of these questions. Some of them are somewhat prepping related. Some of them are just out there, you know. Yeah. Yes, remaining remnant. That's truth. That's truth. That's the truth right there. Um, that's one thing that I love about this community is that the community that we've created, we can have fun and we can laugh and we can be serious. I mean, we've shed tears, we've laughed until I fell off my bar stool, and everybody keep prepping. Don't give up, right? Don't give up, and make sure that you always are staying on point, especially when it comes to if an SHTF really truly breaks out where we're all stuck in the chaos and the dramatic experience. Make sure that you're staying on point. Make sure that you go back and you watch this live and you take some of these things to heart, because what if, or should we say when when it happens, then what do we do, right? And that's really important that we all stay on point about these things. 10 pints of butter, 36 quarts, and bread pickles. Drops doing the dang thing. Do the dang thing. Do it. All right, let's play one more song and keep on laughing and prepping and praying. And everybody keep Beth D in your thoughts and prayers, please. Keep Puddle of Souls. Keep Cherie in your prayers. We have some folks here in our channel that we really need to lift up. Thank you, She's a Wildflower. And Beth D, your bracelet will be going out to you. Amanda Moe, your door brace has went out to you. And RCX, you need to email me. If RCX, if you come on here and see this, please email me. I sent you an email and I haven't heard back. You were unsubbed. I don't know. We love you too, Beth D. We love you. And remember, folks, remember there's a couple that one, we got good things coming. We definitely do. But also, we're at this point that we need to be invincible. We need to work hard to make things happen. And the only way you can do that is by you doing the legwork. We can sit here all night and talk about it, but it's up to each one of us to prepare our families, to be safe, to think about the things that we need to do. And the only one that can do that work is you. That's the truth. Till I see you again, my friends.
Take everything we got, give it an honest shot, turning it on and off, we've been sliding, riding the highest dream, keeping the fire real, I call for you, hold your gun, cut the wire, aim for fun, with a light your fire, I've been flying up the ceiling, taken by this feeling, maybe we're invincible. the wire. Aim for desire, hold your gun, caught the wire. Aim for desire, hold your gun, caught the wire. Aim for desire, hold your gun, caught the wire. Aim for desire. I've been flying up to see that, taken by this feeling. Maybe we're invincible at last. Fueling every engine, power is descending. Maybe we're invincible. Hold your gun, cut the wire. Aim for fire, with a light to fire. I've been flying up to see that, taken by this feeling. Maybe we're invincible. Hold your gun, cut the wire. Aim for desire. Hold your gun, cut the wire. Aim for desire. Hold your gun, cut the wire. Aim for desire. Hold your gun, cut the wire. Aim for desire. I've been flying off the ceiling, taken by this feeling. Baby, we're invincible. Hey, listen up, I've tried to tell you this 100 times. Not getting better by lying there pretending to cry. You on repeat, you can see, cause you have closed your eyes. You say you listen, but you're missing what it's all about. Rise up now. If you never fall, you don't change at all. Cry out now. Have you given up? I will never stop, yeah. I try to help you, but you keep reading between the lines. There's nothing there for you to complicate, we're not aligned. You say you listen, but guessing that's just another sign of growing up. You're growing old, your life keep passing by. Rise up now. If you never fall, you don't change at all. Cry out now. Have you given up? I will never stop, yeah. Now if you break it, I can take it, I don't need a prize. Leave out the fact that I am up against 1,000 guys. My intuition efficient, cause I can use my mind. I'll try to tell